Balloon Beats.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Unhinged Live. As usual, guys, I'm your host, Patrick Hennessy, joined tonight by the man, the myth, the legend, Jay Lonzo. How are we doing tonight, Jalen?
I'm feeling great. The Knicks are above 500. Yankees baseball is back.
Life's good. In the words of Drake, bro, life's good.
I live in Miami. I'm 21 years old, and it's summertime every single day here. I really don't have much to complain about, Pat.
Can't complain. However, but before we do get started about the Yankees spring training game today, which I believe was not televised, let's do our little attendance / roll call. Shout out Benji, Lori, Jack, Liana, Aiden, Dirtbike Nation, Pistol Pete, Amazing Baseball, CJ, PTR Limited, KG Baseball, Parker, Bright. Who else we got? Nelson Vega, Raymond Vlogs, Damien. Let's go. Shout out everyone in the chat. I'm sorry if I missed everybody. Let's go. The Yankees did play a baseball game today once again, and was not televised, like I said. Not really like any absurd performances to kind of point out, but DJ went 1 for 2, Judge 1 for 2, Glaber went 2 for 2. Glaber's off to a great start this spring. Looking in the best shape of his life, you could say. Voit had an RBI, Clint had an RBI. Ford had a 2-run double, which is solid. Monty started the game. He went 2 innings, 1 earned run, 2 walks, 2 strikeouts. Nothing really too crazy that strikes you off the bat. I know Talkman had a hit as well. But listen, we're still in that very early part of spring where guys are still getting acclimated. But it seems like no one's really striking us so far as looking bad as far as like being in shape or performance-wise. It seems like everyone's at least providing like some sort of minor contribution thus far, no?
Yeah, no, I think this is something that you and I have talked about. I really do think that this Yankees team is filled with guys, whether it's the first 26 guys who are going to make the opening day roster, throughout the rest of the 40-man, the guys who missed their minor league season last year. Everyone's coming into camp with like a chip on their shoulder, something to prove. I know Glaber had the comments made about him from Cashman about how he wasn't in shape. He didn't really. That's the other thing. I think Gary handled his comments from what's his name poorly, but from Cashman poorly. But I think Glaber handled it really well, and I think even though he said it didn't really affect him and it's not something he can control, I do think it is something that he probably took a little personal, not in a bad way, but just maybe I was out of shape. Maybe I'm going to come in to camp this year. I'm going to prove I can play shortstop. I'm going to prove that I can stay in shape, and it's going to affect my offense positively as well. So, like you said, I think everyone looks good. Everyone looks in shape, and I'm excited, man. Glaber especially. Glaber is off to a hot start.
Yeah, I mean, looking at guys like Glaber and Voit and DJ and Judge and Stanton, it's like I know we're only in the first week of spring, right? And just looking at like the health of all these guys and like the current state of their production, like I don't want to jump ahead of myself, but this is probably the most excited season I'm going into since like 2018, maybe 20. Ooh. Yeah, probably 2018.
I don't know, man. I was pretty excited for 2020. And I mean, well, 2019 as well. I guess.
I
I
was, I
guess
mean,
they always just get our hopes
I
up,
wasn't
right?
excited for the original 2020 opening day, like before they shut everything down for COVID. Because don't forget, we were going to be without Judge, without Stanton, without Paxton.
That's that's
So
true, but I guess I compare it to. Listen, I know we were going to be out without those guys to begin the season, but I was still very excited to see. I was excited to see Garrett Cole as a Yankee. Um, that was kind of it. I think that was really. I
yeah,
was just really pumped to see Garrett Cole, but I do think that this is like the year where I'm really excited to. I mean, Clint Frazier's our starting left fielder. We know that for sure, and we do have a lot of new additions to the rotation. We have expectations for them, so there's a lot to look forward to.
yeah, I definitely agree. As far as Monty's start today, I really wouldn't look too into it. He obviously didn't look too great. 2 innings, 1 earned, 2 walks, 2 Ks. However, you don't need Monty to pitch like an ace for the Yankees this season. He's going to be
Yeah,
the number 4 starter. I think me and you actually discussed this in the sense of this. We think this is going to be a huge year for Jordan Montgomery. I think that
yeah,
he could really break out in the sense of after 2017. Hopes were really high for Montgomery. I think mid 2017 he got Tommy John, if I'm not
it was
mistaken.
around either late 2016 or yeah, around that time.
Yeah, around that
I
time,
forget.
but that it definitely derailed him. High expectations, but I know he struggled last year, but he had really bright spots and really bad spots. I think this might finally be the year where he finds a good balance between like those really rough outings where he can't get out of the first inning, and then like those
Yeah,
solid starts like against the Rays where he looks absolutely untouchable. So if he could put
yeah,
everything together this year, I think this will be the year to do it. But also like I don't want to get too ahead of myself now, right? Because here I am looking up and down the Yankees roster, and I just have such high expectations for every player. And it's like I don't want to like set my standards too high. Because like whenever you set your standards too high in life, you're always gonna end up being disappointed. So it's like at the end of the day, like we do kind of have to realize like there are gonna be injuries, there are gonna be players who underperform. But right now, I'm just seeing everything through rose-colored glasses. That's a
yeah.
saying, right? Rose-colored glasses.
If it is, you said it. If it isn't, you just made it one because it
I'm
sounds
pretty
right to
sure it
me.
is.
So,
It sounds really
um,
good.
no, but I do, I do think that it's interesting though because these spring training games are always tough to kind of get a gauge on how a guy is going to like. You can never really tell. A guy could have the worst spring of his career and then have the best year of his career during the regular season. So there's really no way to tell. But even like these untelevised spring training games, it doesn't tell the full story, right? So like I saw some footage from Brian Hoke's Twitter page where he like showed a couple clips of what was going on in the game,
Yeah.
and Monty had a couple walks where maybe he was squeezed a little bit. It was close. He got two nice strikeouts. He loaded the bases on or he gave up a leadoff triple. Then Trey Mancini hit a sac fly, and then I believe he walked two people in a row and then struck two people out, or walked two people in a row, then gave up a little swinging bunt base hit
Yeah.
to some guy. I forget who. So the bases were loaded, and then he struck two guys out, and then the second inning he had a 1-2-3 inning. So I wouldn't look too deep into like, he doesn't have his control and he's walking people and give up a lead up. None of that really matters. First of all, it's his first outing of the spring.
Yeah.
Most guys are just working on, either new pitches or I'm just trying to get my rhythm right. I want to get used to a mound again, get used to facing hitters. So none of that really matters. But
Yeah.
as you're talking about setting your expectations, I want to disagree because I do think for me personally, I set expectations high every year, like really high for every player. Like when Judge showed what he could do, I set my expectations for him every single year, and I think he's going to match that every year. And I kind of do the same with every player, and it's unfair. However, I want to go into a season. I don't want to ever go into a season thinking the worst about a guy. And I know you're kind of saying like meet somewhere in the middle, which
Yeah.
if I was a rational thinking person, that's probably the best thing to do. But I just feel like all these guys are just going to, and it's not, maybe it won't be all at the same time, but I think all these guys can contribute to the highest level in different ways. I think Clint Frazier it just feels like this year is like the perfect storm. Everyone has a chip on their shoulder. Clint finally has his full year back, a full year as the starting left fielder. DJ has
Yeah.
contract security. Gary Sanchez is a chip on his shoulder. Glaber has a chip on his shoulder. Gio is going to come back fully healthy, right on time. Luke Voigt has the utmost confidence, the most confidence he's ever had in his entire career coming off that season he had. Aaron Boone has a little bit more experience as a manager. Like there's a lot of positive things trending in the right direction for the Yankees. So I don't want to lower my expectations. I just probably make them more realistic is a better way to put it.
Let me ask you a question though, Jalen. Have you ever heard of the law of attraction?
Of course, I've heard of the law of attraction.
I
My high school
think-
coach actually swore by it.
Okay, ready? I think the entire Unhinged team needs to take on the law of attraction this season, and every day we're gonna say the Yankees are gonna win the 2021 World Series.
Listen,
I think we need to
let me
do
tell
it.
you,
Bro,
can
the
I
Yankees
tell
are
you a little story?
2021 World Series champions. Hit me with it.
The Yankees are going to win the 2021 World Series. Can I tell you a little story? A
Go
quick
for
little
it.
story, maybe. So, my freshman year of high school, and I know the chat likes when I talk about when I used to play baseball. So, this is a quick little story about that. My freshman year,
Sure they do, Jalen.
my freshman year of high school, we got a new coach. It's like his first year and my first year, and the school that I went to had made I think it was the quarterfinals the year before. They went like 16-2. They were a dominant team, and so I was walking into a situation. Most of the guys came back. Only like 2 guys graduated, so I was really excited about that. I came in. I ended up starting right away, and we went 6-10. Got eliminated in the first round of the playoffs. And I remember on the ride back home on the bus, when we took the bus back home, my coach told me we're winning the championship next year. And in my head, I'm like, yeah, okay. Like we just got blown out by some crappy team from like Queens. And
Whoa. Dissing Queens?
No. I'm just saying they were crappy. I don't know. But no, they weren't that great. They beat us bad, and I didn't see it. And he brought us to the championship game at Yankee Stadium, and there was maybe like 10, 15 of us, and he was saying, we're gonna win. That's gonna be us next year. That's gonna be us next year. He came back the first meetings of the year. That's going to be us next year. That's going to be us next year. When we did our winter workouts, we would finish our winter workouts by all closing our eyes. And we thought this guy was insane. We thought he was out of his mind. And
Make you meditate?
We would meditate, and he would literally say out loud, visualize yourselves at Yankee Stadium. And we would do it for like 20 minutes. And after a while, everyone kind of started buying in. And next thing you know, my sophomore year, we won the championship. So I'm not saying, listen,
Bottom line.
I'm not saying
we might need to meditate.
Like, let's all do group meditation and just visualize the Yankees dogpiling on the Yankee Stadium mound.
Chad, hear me out. I think at the end of every live stream, starting the regular season, we're going to wrap things up with a 30-second meditation, realization. What's that called? Like imagery? Visualization, not realization, but they work hand in hand, I guess.
They do.
Of the Yankees winning the 2021 World Series. I'm picturing like a Judge Stanton dog pile. Who cares if they get hurt at that point? Just let them jump around as much as they want. Love to see that. But yeah, law of attraction. We got off on that tangent. Benji says, when is Kluber making his debut? I believe he's pitching tomorrow, no?
Yeah. He's pitching tomorrow. Not going to be televised.
Stan's
also going to be in there tomorrow
as well. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Gardy will probably be in there too, your best friend. Sorry.
Next comment here. I don't know about you guys, but I'm actually pretty pumped just to see what Kluber's working with, even if it's preseason. What you thinking? Yeah, I'm just excited for Kluber to make his spring debut, as I was for Tyone. I think it's just a lot of fun to see these guys in whatever capacity after not pitching in just about 2 years. So even if Kluber comes out and gives up 5 runs in the first inning, it's still going to be a good thing to see him back on the mound in full health. So I think that's the key, just for him to stay healthy this spring.
Yeah, I was just going to say he could give up. I mean, they won't leave him in long enough to give up a ton of runs, but I do think the most important thing for him is like you said, getting out of this game healthy and how he recovers from it. So I do think his injuries are, I don't want to say overblown, but I think they are probably looked at as a little worse just because he had the elbow issue before, or I think it was his forearm that broke when he got hit back with the comebacker.
Yes.
That was a freak accident. It didn't really have anything to do with him like pitching. It was just a freak accident that happened that he got injured. And I think because those things kind of happened right back to back, this shoulder problem that flared up made it seem a little bit worse. And then the fact that he sat out the whole year, he only pitched an inning. I really do think that his injuries seem a little like they've been made out to be a little bit worse than they actually are. So I'm really excited to see him back out there and
It's gonna be
at
fun.
least see his stat line. I don't think it's televised, so just seeing his stat
Yeah.
line, maybe some clips on Twitter.
Yeah, it's really at the point in spring training where it's like I'm kind of over it already. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, 100%.
After I think it was yesterday's game. After Tyone came out of the game, I'm like, I don't necessarily have a reason to watch anymore. So it's like,
Yeah,
especially now that the games aren't televised, it's like, oh, let me go check the box score, or I'll check Twitter
yeah,
for some fan made clips. It's like whatever. Um,
yeah.
But Brian Barrett says, I like the the Bruce Dietrich Talkman battle too. I hope we keep one of the vets personally, trade Talkman for whatever you could get back. Talkman is, I know it's only been two games that he's played so far, but he's kind of he's inserting himself into that battle. It's going to be interesting to see what the Yankees do with him because he doesn't have any options left. I think he would be an awesome fit to start the season in AAA. I definitely, if they have to put him through
Does he
waivers,
not?
he's definitely not clearing it. I'm pretty
He
sure he
doesn't have.
doesn't have
He
any
doesn't have
options.
options.
Pretty
Oh,
sure he
that's
doesn't.
interesting. I
So
thought
I mean,
if he had options, then I think that would have been obviously leave him in AAA to at least just start
yeah.
the year.
I mean,
But
going
no,
back
if he
to
doesn't
last
have,
week, like, go on.
no, I was just gonna say I think Mike Ford is somebody else that it's like kind of I don't think he's gonna make the team, but that's kind of like that battle. It's like Talkman, Ford are the guys that have been on the Yankees, and then you have these two new guys who are coming in for those spots, in Dietrich and Bruce. And I think Bruce is kind of like battling with Ford for that spot, and then you have Talkman and Dietrich kind of battling for that fourth bench spot. I think
Yeah.
Talkman and Dietrich are more in the lead than Bruce and Ford.
I mean, to be honest, though, like, Jalen, like, I know we're not big Brett Gardner fans, right? But personally, like, I think I'd rather see Dietrich and Bruce hit over Brett Gardner.
No, I mean, of course. However, I do think it's an interesting debate because, as of recent, as much as we don't want to see Brett Gardner, I mainly don't want to see Brett Gardner because I don't want him to take Clint's spot. If he's there just as a bench piece, I'm cool with it because I do think at this point, at least the past 2 years, he's been better than Jay Bruce. He's a better outfielder. He's fat. He's faster. He gives you a little bit more versatility because he can play center field. Um, and Jay Bruce just hasn't really been that productive in the past couple of years. I think he can return back to form, especially in Yankee Stadium. But I'm not really super opposed to seeing Brett Gardner over Jay Bruce.
Yeah. Green threw live BP today instead of pitching in the game. I wouldn't think too deeply into that, to be honest. I think just like how people are kind of overreacting about Stanton not playing and just making his debut tomorrow. I don't think he's necessarily injured. I don't think it's anything to worry about. I think the Yankees are just taking their time with these guys. There's no need to rush Giancarlo Stanton into the first 3 spring training games. If they could put him in the 3rd game, I don't think that's a catastrophe. Everyone stay calm. I know we're scarred from the past, right, with all the injuries and whatnot, but I think everyone's okay for now. Put that in parentheses for now.
Nestor Cortez has a little ankle injury. That's what Aaron Boone said. As if we care
Wait,
about
is that actual? That's an actual thing?
Yeah. They asked him in his press conference, is everyone? I forget what reporter it was. Maybe it was like Brandon Cuddy, and he was like, "Is everyone healthy?" Straight up.
Just ask that question every day.
Bro, Aaron Boone scared me so bad because he was literally just sitting there like, yeah, I think so. I think our guys are all good to go. And then he took like he took like a 30-second pause. He was just standing and he goes, Nestor Cortez has a little bit of an ankle thing going on, but I don't think it'll hold him back. As if we care about what Nestor Cortez has going on, like his ankle. Like,
Pistol Pete. Monty got Tommy John in June 2018. So just a year off there. Just a year off. I can't wait to see Devi too, to be honest, BTR. Devi, I think he's kind of like the lock right now, the quote unquote lock for the 5th man rotation spot. Obviously, like Domingo's going to be competing for that. Yoeli Chassin is going to be competing for that. But I think it's Devi's to lose at this point easily. Benji says, does Lamar have a chance to make the team? Are we talking? His name's Ryan Lamar, right? Outfielder. I would
Kendrick
say
Lamar.
zero shot. Like Ryan Lamar, if that's his name,
So many,
zero shot.
so many things would have to go wrong for Lamar to make the team.
Bro,
He
like the
looks
only way I
he
can see
looks
that
decent
happening,
though.
he looks
I
no,
don't
he looks
hate.
decent. He's
He
probably
looks
like
like a
the eighth
nice little
string
depth
though.
prospect. Yeah, but that's just kind of like the predicament that a lot of Yankee outfield prospects or people in the Yankees organization like run into. There's so
Yeah.
much outfield depth and star power at the major league level that it's going to be hard to crack that roster.
Yeah, I'd agree. I just got a notification about Andy Pettitte mentoring Jordan Montgomery. I love that a pitcher like Pettitte is mentoring and helping a young pitcher like Monty. What do you think about it? This is actually funny because last season Para kept saying every single time Montgomery pitched, he's like, he's kind of like Andy Pettitte. Para, like, he's not Andy Pettitte. Like, relax.
Yeah,
Like, that's a very stark comparison. But I mean, yeah, it's obviously a good sign to see that Pettitte is mentoring him. Another big lefty in the Yankees organization. Maybe Monty could learn some tricks. Maybe he could learn the pickoff move. That would be huge.
I mean I think Pettit is a guy who's always kind of been there as like a mentor. He was kind of like a mentor for CC in like a big brother kind of way, with
Yeah.
CC coming in as like the lefty ace. CC, I think CC was also mentioned as having reached out to Monty. So I mean, listen, Monty doesn't need to be Andy Pettit, but I think having a guy like that in his corner and CC in his corner, it's a big help. So
Yeah,
that's a
I'd
positive
agree.
sign.
Pat, I see what you mean by spring training getting boring. I just want the season to start. Yeah, because it's at the point where like once tomorrow comes and we already know that Kluber made his debut. I think the novelty is easily going to wear off because then we would have seen DJ Judge, Cole, Tyone, Stanton, Kluber. Like everyone has already made their debut. So at this point, it's like,
Yeah,
all right, like maybe we'll get excited when Judge launches a home run or Stanton launches a home run. But like at
but
this
like
point, like just
probably
give me
not
the regular
though.
season.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, because after we see the guys, the big appeal about spring training is getting to see everyone back in uniform playing games again. And then like after their first couple of at bats, it's like, okay, none of this matters anymore.
I
So
like the
like
7 innings
I don't care to
though.
watch it. I love
I like
seven
the
innings for
7
spring
innings.
training.
It's a really smart
I
idea
love
for
it.
spring training.
I
I
think
can't sit down and watch 9 innings of it.
it should go maybe 9 innings for like once our guys get through like I'd say like 90% of spring training, and you want to see some other spring arms that see where they if you're going to put them in Double A, Triple A, wherever. I think maybe those games you could go 9 innings, but don't televise them. I don't need to see
Yeah.
like Luke Litledge pitching. I just don't
What
care
do you have
to see
again? He
that.
was
So
solid, bro. He had a solid
yeah,
outing. Give him a break.
who's the guy?
Um,
Who are some of these guys though? Who's the guy that the third baseman that had like the Roger Maris sleeves?
Alvarez, right? His name was
No,
Alvarez, I
not
believe.
maybe. Sure, okay. Like I
And
don't.
then there's like Velasquez, and I don't know who these
I
guys
like
are.
Okay, Velasquez. I know because he's from New York and he was in the
Is
Orioles
that kid
system
from
and
the
now
Bronx? That
yeah,
who
he's
we
from the
faced on the
Bronx.
Orioles
Yeah,
last year, right? And I'm like,
yeah,
yo, he
yeah.
looks
That's
like a
him.
typical kid from the Bronx, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
That's him.
Okay.
He's in the Yankees. He's in the Yankees organization now, which is pretty
He
cool. He's
looks
from the
different
Bronx.
now.
He does, but
Yeah,
I think he had maybe like a little facial hair. He probably just need to shave that.
probably. Yeah.
But no, yeah, that like things like that, I don't care to see, and I think if you're going like the games where you're going to play your starters or like at least a good amount of them, make it 7 innings, make it televised for those who want to watch, and the games that you
Yeah.
want to just throw in guys who are having zero chance of making this roster, and you just want to get them spring work in big league camp, then just make it untelevised and play 17 innings for all I care. I don't
Yeah.
care. I just like you don't have to put that on TV.
Chat, we do have big news based on Benji's comment. Greg Allen, the Yankee legend, Greg Allen, my best friend, is back in the organization. AAA. Love to see it. I know Jalen's not too high on Greg Allen. I think that he's a nice little switch
Hey,
hitting bat with some pop,
hey,
with a little
hey,
bit of
hey.
pop. He has a decent arm, good
Listen,
fielding, speed. I like it.
I'm not saying I'm low on him. I just think you're way too high on him.
I'm not way too high on him. I think everyone's just way too low on him. I'm somewhere in the middle.
No, I think he's a depth piece. I think
A good depth piece.
let's not how though. Like when has he shown that? He's fast.
But it doesn't matter.
He's a
No,
good
it doesn't
defensive.
matter. I like his swing. The
Yeah,
eye
but he's
test.
never his swing could look nice. It has to connect with the baseball. You're looking at
It'll connect.
you Googled Greg Allen highlights.
That's not
I'll
true.
tell you this: if anytime, anytime the Yankees sign somebody, I think all Yankees fans will like look up like when we signed Corey Kluber, we look at Corey Kluber and like 2019, 2018
Well, yeah.
strikeouts, and we look at it, and the guy always looks great because that's the compilation of all their best moments. So the Greg Allen highlight video of his best, like the 4 times
The
that he's hit a home
3-minute
run.
video I watched of his career.
Yeah,
highlight.
like I think like really look at it like this: you have Aaron Judge, you have Aaron Hicks, you have Giancarlo Stanton, Clint Frazier, Brett Gardner, Mike Talkman, Jay Bruce. Who else? Let's go with. Help me out here because I know
Trey
you
Ambergy.
know Trey Amber. No, I wouldn't say Trey
Friend of
Ambergy
the
over Greg Allen. You think he's?
I'll
Listen,
put him
this
in
is,
over. But
I
doing
can't
it.
pit you against. I can't pit you against your 2 best friends. So
That's true.
I
No,
won't say
yeah,
that. But my point
fair.
is, he at best, Greg Allen is our 8th best outfielder. And
Would you put him above Ryan Lamar?
See,
yes.
now that's tough.
Yes, I would.
Tough. Yeah, of course
I would do it.
No, I think Greg Allen would be nice, but no, he's not. He's not going to be anybody on the Yankees roster unless there's injuries.
Let's see. Pat, what do you think is the reason for the recent success from your channel? Daniel, I'm going to be honest with you. The answer is, this might be corny. The answer is you guys. Appreciate you all. Honestly, everyone that's liked, commented, subscribed in the past month. We've gained like 1,000 subs in the past month. Like, I genuinely appreciate you all. Stay tuned for all the content going into this season too. Love you all.
That was
like
beautiful.
You're reaching for like a balloon or something.
What?
You got like a party popper?
Yeah.
Whips out a party popper.
Imagine I just had one. No, I was looking for water.
Let's see. What do we got? We got Judge Stanton doing yoga and now Unhinged doing meditation. 2021 starting weird.
Is it starting weird or is it starting weird or is it starting the right way? Because think about it.
That's what I'm saying.
Did any of those things happen in 2020? No. Did any of those things happen in 2021? Yes. And now we're gonna have a great year. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that you have to do everything the way we do it. I'm just saying how we do it is the right way. You get what I'm
saying? Yes. Wow. Okay. Moving on. Spring training is normally boring, but with all our new guys in the competitions, it makes it kind of exciting. Yeah, I'm excited to see like how Derek Dietrich continues down his road because another guy I love, like Derek Dietrich, bro. I mean, I think like you're kind of on the same page with him though.
I love Derek Dietrich.
Okay, cool.
However, though, I'm glad that as much as I think he would have been like his career would have blossomed if he would have came to the Yankees when we wanted him. I think 2017, when we thought there was a time where we thought Didi was like our lock for shortstop forever. We had Starlin Castro at second in 2017, and we had Kluber at third. And then I think there was a time right where we wanted Kluber at third because we thought Starlin Castro was going to be our second baseman. But then there was a time where we thought we should trade for a second baseman and just keep Kluber at third. When he first came to the Yankees, he was taking reps at third base and single A, double A. So there was talk about us potentially dealing for Derek Dietrich before we traded for Starlin Castro. And I think while his career would have blossomed with the Yankees, I'm glad we didn't get him because think about it. Kluber might be a completely different player now than would have been a completely different player than he is now. And also think about this. We would have never gotten DJ LeMahieu.
It's true. So law of attraction, bro. Everything happens for a reason.
Everything happens for a reason. So now we have DJ and we also have Derek Dietrich. Look at that.
Who said whoa. Yankees are among teams scouting Yoenis Cespedes as a showcase. This is probably just a firm example of them just like doing their due diligence. I'll be genuinely shocked if the Yankees sign Yoenis Cespedes.
Well, okay, here's what I'll say. I think a lot of people don't really understand how scouting works or how spring training works. Those two things are very important to understand. So just really quickly, scouting, if somebody's having a showcase, the Yankees have the best and biggest scouting department in the entire major leagues. So say like Cespedes is having his whatever he's calling it, like his scout day, whatever it is, in Miami. They have someone there already. So you know what? Just go check him out. Say what if he's back to like the form where he was like almost an MVP candidate? So go check
Yeah,
him out. Doesn't
yeah,
mean that they're going to sign him. It doesn't mean that they are clearing a space for him. And then on the other side of it, spring training works. So like, say he does look good, and he just needs a team to play with in spring training so that somebody can sign him. Maybe the Yankees just bring him in as a non-roster, give him at bats, and then give him an opt-out if he doesn't make the team, which he likely won't. And then he signs with another team. It doesn't just because they sign him or bring him into camp or scout him doesn't mean they have plans for him in the future.
yeah. Brian Barrett, Pat J, who's the most underrated bullpen arm, Nelson or Lasagna? Who will have a better season? I'm rolling my boy Nelson. Brian, I would agree with you. I'm gonna say Nick Nelson is gonna have the better season. I think Nick Nelson kind of proved last year that he could be a solid piece of that bullpen, especially against the Rays in the playoffs. He was the only guy who could retire that lineup. So yeah, I'm high on Nick Nelson. I wasn't really too high on him last season because I didn't really know much. But after like we saw some impressive work out of him at times in 2020, I think he is going to have a better season than Loizaga. Mainly because we haven't seen Loizaga put it all together yet. You know?
Yeah, I would agree with that. I do think it's an interesting question because I don't think Nick Nelson is underrated yet because he hasn't really been here that long enough to like for people to underrate him. I do think Lasagna is slightly underrated just because I don't think people partially is his fault because he hasn't put it all together, but I think people don't understand that when he is on, that guy is almost untouchable. Like his stuff is disgusting.
Yeah,
Him and Sessa really like they're the X factors to this bullpen because they have some of the best stuff in the Yankees bullpen. Like Johnny Lasagna can hit like 98 with a nasty slider, nasty two seam, like a good cutter. Like he has the potential to be a really big piece for this bullpen, and they
I
put him
agree.
in some big moments last year, which I don't think he should have been in. So part of it is on the Yankees, part of it is on him for not being consistent. But so in that case, I think Lasagna is a little bit more underrated, but I think Nick Nelson will have a
Sure,
better year.
sure. Um, let's see. What do we got? What do we got? Anthony says Derek Dietrich and Jay Bruce are both making the team. Wade is gone. Anthony, I'm not gonna lie, I would love this scenario. I just wish we say this all the time. I wish Derek Dietrich played shortstop because if he did play shortstop, this is a situation that would happen for sure. I think the only thing that would stop the Yankees from doing this, they want to have a backup shortstop on that bench, and unfortunately, Wade is that only guy. And it kind of surprised me, like the Yankees organization as a whole, who's so smart scouting wise and player development wise. The fact that they have not been able to like acquire themselves like a solid backup shortstop or like a backup infielder in general, like it's kind of crazy that Tyler Wade for the past 3 years at this point has kind of been like the Yankees' go-to backup middle infielder.
Well, I mean, it's tricky because he gives you kind of everything that you need as in a backup infielder,
What about the bat?
and it's but that's what I was going to say. But it's tough though because I don't think they look at it as we need a backup infielder who can hit because that's not their main concern usually when they're looking for like on the market. They're looking for defense, and they're looking for speed, and he has both of those things because you're not really worried about Glaber's bat. You're not worried about DJ's bat. You're not worried about Luke Voigt's bat. So when you're looking for and Gio has shown that you don't really have to worry about his bat either. So I mean, in late game situations when you really need a backup infielder, if you want to spell a guy, if you're just throwing in a backup shortstop into a lineup maybe once every 2 weeks or twice every 2 weeks, you don't need a guy who's going to hit 15 to 20 home runs. You just need a guy who can stay in there, play really good defense,
Yeah,
and be fast. And I mean, I'm not super low on Tyler Wade. I think he can get the job done. I would have preferred if Dietrich and Bruce would have made the team. It would have been nice to not have Brett Gardner.
I
That's
agree.
what I
I
think.
agree.
So
Yeah, I don't even need to say I agree. You already know I do. Um, let's see. What do we got? Um, when is Sessa pitching? I don't know. But I think Luis Cessa is another one of those guys who's probably the most underrated piece in that bullpen. I know you're not too high
Yeah.
on him, Jalen, but I really like Luis Cessa.
No, I think he's in the
Um,
same boat as like Johnny Lasagna. So
sure. No, I think Cessa has kind of proved more at the major league level than Loaziga, to
I
be
agree.
honest.
I'd agree with that.
Parker says, I think I like bad guy Correa. Parker, you could see your way out.
Hold on,
What
Pat.
are we doing?
Pat, moment of silence.
Unhinged
All
security.
right.
Please
Yeah.
escort this man out of the stream.
I
No,
mean,
no,
just like
no.
I just
I think
don't
it's a joke, but
understand why. Yeah, but even if it's a joke, like I don't understand why people are so like I've seen this a lot. A lot of people are down on George Springer and not
we talked about this. We like
Correa
Springer.
and Altuve. Like, and yeah, we got a lot of heat for liking Springer. We're not buying the guy's jersey or anything, but I'm just saying, man, like he just seems like a much more genuine guy who wasn't being like a smartass after the whole incident.
Yeah.
And like Carlos
Correa
Correa
on my
went on
bad
a
list forever.
he went on a press. Carlos Correa was the worst one of all. I think it was him.
He
Then
went on a
Altuve.
press tour.
He went on a press tour, like mocking everybody who's making like saying stuff about them, and like he like made himself the villain. Like he didn't need to do all that. He could have just been humble and said like sorry.
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
would have hated him, but not at the same extent.
Jalen, I just thought I'd let you know we do have nuclear Yanks in the comment section. As a self-proclaimed unhinged security, I will be escorting Parker off the stream for recent comments. Thank you, nuclear Yanks. That's why
Nuclear
you get paid
Yanks.
big bucks.
Nuclear Yanks is an amazing name for our security. Just putting that out there.
Yeah. I mean, you honestly can't get better than that. Benji says, "How come D-Rob didn't sign with anyone?" I'm gonna be honest. I would assume because at this point, he probably has a big head after the showcase. Thinks he did really good, so he's probably asking for a lot of money, a lot more than teams will probably give him. If I had to make an assumption, he might be looking for like a column A type deal, maybe like 1 year, 5 to 6 million. And I don't think teams are going to want to give him that, especially after being, what is he, like 36 at this point and hasn't pitched in 2 years.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think money's probably the main reason why he hasn't signed yet.
He could have also just tanked at the showcase.
That's true.
He could have just been terrible.
Gary put on Insta, you hear less of me because I'm doing more. You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of like in high school, bro, when like I would like check Snapchat and like the kid who thought he was so cool would be like making moves in silence. You know what I mean?
Or like when they say like you don't have to hear about me working and they're like posting about it, so it's like you're talking. I don't post about me working because I'm working. Like, well, you just
I make my moves in silence.
Yeah, but
no one has to know about it.
Like, listen, no, I like social media motivated Gary. That's my favorite Gary because it just like you said, it's kind of funny, but I think all it does is it shows that he cares, man. I think a lot of people question if Gary has like motivation, and because he's kind of expressionless all the time. So yeah, I think it shows that he cares.
But I kind of like expressionless Gary sometimes. Like it's just kind of funny. Like if we're watching like a really tense game, and then I look at the backstop, I just see Gary's face. Like, you know what I mean?
No,
like,
I
always has like this scared look on his face.
That's my point. I don't like when my team or like if I'm playing on a team and my teammates look scared or like confused or lost. Like Eli Manning, I'm a Giants fan.
Confused.
Eli Manning used to have this face on. I don't know if you like. I know you don't really like watch football that much, but like Eli. No, Manning
I know what you're talking about.
Has like this puppy dog face, and it's like, bro, you're playing football. Like, can you grow a pair? Like, can you wake up a little bit? And Daniel Jones, like, not as much to the same extent, but it has that a little bit of that too. Just kind of just like, okay, like, where am I? Like,
no,
I don't know. I like when my guys have like a fierce like.
It's the Paxton face. It's like the
exactly
the cowardly lion. It's like why do you look so scared all the time? Like just show some sort of confidence. You know what I mean?
Yes.
But
confidence. Need confidence.
Hey Pat, has Luis Medina pitched yet? I don't think so.
He might be still. He has. I don't know if he's in camp. Is he in camp or is he still in?
I'm pretty sure he is. No, yeah, I'm pretty sure he's in camp. I could be wrong though. PTR says, I think Pat's stream has the best Yankee stream and sometimes very funny streams. Appreciate you. You. Let's go. Round of applause for PTR. I do like to pride ourselves in having the best comedy around.
I agree with that,
You know
especially
who's
when
the best
Brandon's
form
on.
of comedy?
Oh.
Brian.
Brian is very sneakily funny. Like,
Yes, yes. I realize he's like the type of person, like he's funny, like just by being himself. Like, bro, the other day we were
yes,
talking. He's never learned how to ride a bike. Like it's
that's
just
so
stuff like
funny.
that. No, I know.
Brian
And he's
has like
never
I don't know
had
if you ever
Chick-fil-A.
seen. That's hilarious. Like I don't. I think Brian. Have you ever seen Curb Your Enthusiasm? I know you might be a little young for that,
No.
but like
We're
Curb Your
literally the same
Enthusiasm.
age.
I'm 21, so I don't know what to tell you.
Okay, I'm
Sorry.
20, so my bad.
No, but Curb Your Enthusiasm, Larry David. It's like the funniest, like driest humor ever. It's so funny, and it's not for everybody. It's like similar humor to The Office,
Okay, I would probably
and
like it then.
you would love it, bro. It's so funny. It's just like people being like Larry David's just being himself. Everyone in the show just being themselves. I think Brian has very similar humor to that. Just like accidentally
Yeah,
funny.
yeah. It's easy. It comes easy for him. It's natural.
Yeah.
What do we got? What's going on, Pat? Sorry, I haven't been on in a while. I've been bombarded with tons of homework, but I have been on the background, just not talking for the past couple of streams while I didn't. Yo, if you're watching the stream and doing your homework at the same time, that's legend status. Just saying.
Listen,
Legend status.
that's what we
That's
call
dedication.
dedication. That's what that is.
That's not
That's worthy of a
meditation.
Gary motivation post.
It's not meditation. It's dedication. Let's see. Say something that Pat doesn't like, and I'm gonna drop a nuke on you. Nuclear Yanks. That's what he's here for. What do we got?
A Luke nuke, because Lucas
Ooh, I like it.
his profile picture.
I like it.
Just
Who should be the leadoff, DJ or Hicks? Leanna, I'm gonna be honest. We kind of talked about this. Actually, no, I'm not gonna mention that. It's a surprise for Saturday. But yeah, I'm gonna say DJ is the leadoff guy. And Hicks, I really like him in the three hole. I think he's perfect in the 3 spot. Get on base for Stanton and Voit and Glaber. Perfect spot. We love Aaron Hicks.
I don't know. Listen.
Wait, you like him at leadoff?
Listen.
Ooh.
I love DJ LeMahieu at leadoff, but I've always seen him as our 2-hitter.
And
I've
Judge
always
3?
seen Judge 3.
I wouldn't hate that.
I wouldn't hate it either. I think I like Hicks at 3 because he breaks up the righties, but I've kind of fallen back on the whole breaking up the righties thing because it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. Like it only matters the first time through your lineup. Like the righties don't really get broken up anywhere else in the lineup. So how much does that really matter? And if you're breaking it, if there's only one of the switch hitters, he's breaking up righties somewhere in the lineup. So if it's 8-9-1 or 9-1-2, he's breaking up the righties there. An amount that he gets on base. Imagine him getting on base, drawing walks, or hitting leadoff home runs, whatever it is. And then you have DJ at 2. You want to put on a hit and run? Easy. DJ knocks the ball to right center.
To be honest,
like,
though,
a lot of potential with DJ in the 2-hole.
You can't go wrong either way.
You can't, but I'm a big believer in that you put your best hitter at number 2. And for a while, that's why Aaron Judge was there. It made sense. And DJ was at the table and Judge could bring him in like that. It made sense. But the way that these guys have just kind of transgressed, I think DJ's our best hitter currently, and until someone else proves otherwise. And I just really think he'd be the perfect number 2 hitter. I think the number 2 hitter, the leadoff hitter should be somebody who gets on base. Aaron Hicks is that. The number 2 hitter is a guy who has a lot of control with his bat. That's what I would envision the number 2 hitter as. So a guy who can, if you want to put a hit and run on, he's able to do so. If you want to let him hit away, if you want to have him work the count, DJ can do all those things. So I could see Hicks as our leadoff hitter. That's all I'm saying.
Sure. Fair enough. In the words of Sean, the arm hair's back out tonight. There was comments a couple nights ago. Apparently my arm hair made someone uncomfortable. I apologize. But you know what? I'd like to take this chance to apologize to absolutely nobody. Like,
absolutely
bro,
nobody.
If my arm hair makes you uncomfortable, just admire it. Yeah, it happens.
I have like a little dark. It's like a little bit.
Do you say you have a little dirt?
I said I have a little bit at the bottom.
Oh, I have a little bit of dirt on my arm.
No, it gets a little darker towards the bottom, so I guess I have more at the bottom. Whatever.
You have fire leg hair though, bro.
I have a lot of leg hair.
like a jungle. That's all I'm
I
gonna say.
almost go work out at the gym and do leg day just because of how my legs look after, like with the leg hair. Like I feel grown. This is getting really weird. Let's move on.
Oh yeah, let's move on.
That's
Okay. I'll never defend them, but you do realize Correa admitted to using buzzers, right? I mean, he didn't even realize when he did. Bro, they're all losers. Like it's as simple
yeah,
as that. Like, bro, you're gonna cheat. Like, just go home.
yeah.
People are always saying to trade for Didi, but where would we put him? Can't put him at short. Glaber's there. Can't move him to second. I thought these rumors kind of died off in the offseason. I don't know who still wants Didi back, but if they do, maybe they should see some sort of counseling. Because they can't deal with what's that called? It's like separation anxiety, right? Like
I
I
was just
get
gonna
like
say,
you miss Didi, but like that ship has sailed. Like it's kind of like the Titanic.
yeah.
Like it sailed and it sank, so like he's not coming back.
It's the Titanic. Yeah, no, I don't think there's any way or that DD would fit in this lineup, but that's kind of like a given. I don't know where that idea is coming from.
Yeah, yeah.
So
We got Peter in the chat. Shout out Peter. He says, "Good evening, everyone." I'm not gonna lie, like the term
wow,
"evening" kind of like it spooks me a little bit. Like just because when I
it gives
hear
me like.
"evening," I think like horror movie,
Well, I also think
like
it's the way you
vampire.
say it. It's the way you said
Good
it though.
evening.
That's why'd you say it like that?
Well, because bro, when you see the term "good evening," it's like "good evening."
No,
Goody. Yeah, no, it
that's
is.
just how you're saying it.
So you just say
No,
good evening. No, it's good evening.
no, you both ways you just said it. You made it sound more spooky than it needs to.
All right, so
Like if
tell me how
someone
you
just
would
came
say
up
it.
to me and, "Hey, good evening, everybody. My name's Jalen Robinson. I'm here to Unhinge Live." Like that sounds very pleasant. Does that sound like a
Okay,
horror
but
movie
why
to you?
wouldn't you just start off saying, "What's going on, everybody?"
Because I'm not Chris the Mad Dog Russo.
Let's see, what do we got? Gardner at the leadoff spot. Love it. You just love to see it. Yep, yeah. I'm sorry, Jalen. I'm getting mad Italian vibes from Pat. I'm half Italian. 50%. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 50.
I'm Italian also.
Yeah, you told me that. Is that actually
No,
true?
no,
You told me that before. And like it's
no,
the second time you're
no.
lying.
I'm French, and I used to tell girls that I was Italian because my
Okay.
brother's Italian,
Okay. Yeah, that's
but I'm not
that. Yeah, that's
Italian.
probably where I got it from.
I thought I was. I definitely thought I was, but I'm not.
Nuclear Yanks. Not gonna lie, Pat's arm hair is kind of growing on me. No pun intended.
That's a really poorly structured sentence, but you put no pun intended afterwards, so I cleared it up.
I think
So
that might
we're
be
all
like
good.
kind of like comment of the night a little bit. It's definitely in the running. If anybody has any solid comments, it might beat it, but right now it's probably in the lead.
It's up there.
It's up there for sure. Hashtag shut up, Pat. Thank you, Sean. Appreciate it. Let's see. Didi signed a 2-year deal with the Phillies. He did.
Sure.
Wait, wasn't it
information.
like 34 mil?
I don't
Something
think it
down
was
that
that much.
road.
If it
Are you
was,
sure?
then I mean, no, I'm not. I don't know. I just know he signed
Oh.
with them. I didn't remember seeing the terms.
The unhinged body hair comes with unhinged glue. We get the hair from a barbershop.
Ah,
That wins weirdest comment of the night. Shout out to you, Parker. My God.
okay.
Um, what would we get if we trade away Talkman? I think this is actually an interesting question. In the sense of it all depends on A, how the spring goes, and B, when the Yankees decide to trade him. Because to be honest, I think if they're not planning on putting him on the roster, it's possible they trade him in the spring because you might want to trade him to get something for him before they just like DFA him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't see Talkman as a like DFA candidate. I think
So what do
if
you do
they
with
come,
him?
well, I think if it comes to the point where you realize that he's not going to be a have a future with the team, you trade him and get what you can for him. But I think if it comes to it, because I mean, I don't know if it's true or not that he doesn't have options. I don't how like certain are you about that?
On a scale of 1 to 10, I'm probably at like a 7.4.
Okay, well if he doesn't have options, I think there's a potential that he could make the team over Dietrich and Bruce and Ford just because to start the year off. And I think they might give him the opportunity to play a good amount just so that he can build up his value and then trade him. And if he builds up his value to the point where he's that good, then you keep him on anyway. So
Okay,
I don't know.
update.
I think they have a couple options.
He's out of minor league options.
So yeah, I think it's either
Yeah.
he doesn't break camp and they pass him through waivers, and if he goes through waivers, somebody's going to take a chance on him. But
Oh,
I don't
easily.
think. Listen, the Yankees are smart. They know. They probably thought about this months in advance, years in advance. Not years, well, a year or so in advance.
Their
As soon
whole
as the
life they're
season
running
ends.
for this.
Yeah, Brian Cashman woke up thinking, "What am I going to do with Mike Tauchman in the 2021 offseason?" No, but I think they know that they know the situation. They've known it since the end, like probably after the trade deadline. They start thinking about what are we going to do in the offseason. So, I mean, I'm sure that they've been thinking about that they said Brian Cashman said they've gotten calls about Mike Tauchman all offseason. So there's obviously
Not
interest in him, and
surprising.
I think the fact that he's gotten off to a pretty good start this spring training is only positive.
Yeah.
So either he breaks camp or I think he's moved. So I think it's
Yeah.
simple as that. But I don't think you're gonna get like a big package from him. We talked about this the other day. Like you're either trading him for like 2 lottery tickets or you're putting him in a package for somebody bigger.
Yeah, I'd agree. Let's see. Daniel says hashtag make more baseball related merch. I know all of you keep asking for this, and I'll say it again. We are releasing our baseball related merch the day before opening day. Now that includes like Unhinged New York shirts, Yankee related merch, Unhinged KC shirts, even. I think, you know what I was thinking? By then, we should know if Dietrich made the roster or not, right?
By the day before opening day?
Yeah, right?
I mean, we might have a good idea just because we can look at how his spring is going. We might know, but I don't think don't they announce the official rosters the day of,
Maybe
like the morning
all I
of?
know is I
I don't
want to like
remember,
make Dietrich merch, bro. But it's like I don't want to make Dietrich merch if like he's not even
and
gonna
he's
be
not on
on
the
the
team.
team. Yeah, so
I mean,
I guess we'll wait
we
and
could
see about that.
revisit it. Yeah, we could
It's true.
revisit.
It's true. Let's see. What do we got? What do we got? Who do you think is going to be the 5th spot in the rotation? Peter Rampone. I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. It's got to be Davy Garcia. I'll start pronouncing it right from now on because I got on Michael K yesterday because all he said was Tyon the whole game, and it kind of pissed me off. You're the announcer of the Yankees. Pronounce his name right. So Davy, I believe, is gonna get that 5th man rotation spot. It's almost a lock at this point.
Yeah. No,
Easy.
I think he just needs to show a little bit of consistency in the spring, and he'll have that job. I'm
Yeah.
really not fearful, but I do have a little bit of hesitancy, thinking that Domingo Herman might snatch the role.
Would you
But
say you're scared of those comments, or they're
those
scary comments?
I think they're frightening.
Oh, you do know what I'm referring to, right?
I absolutely do. I think Domingo
Okay,
Herman
cool.
is one horse in a stable of guys who throw 98. So
The Rays could have him. Like, take Domingo, bro.
no,
Jeez.
because then he'll turn into freaking
Probably,
like
right? Pedro Martinez.
Pedro Mart. He'll turn into Pedro Martinez, and they'll trade him right before they need to extend him,
Yeah.
and they'll get
For
like the
like
next
Tatis.
best, like yeah, like whatever.
Hashtag unhinged KC. Yes. Talkman, Ford, Abreu, Peraza for Story. I don't think that gets the deal done, to be honest with you.
No, not even close. I think
Yeah.
this is interesting because I do think as fans we kind of undervalue certain guys' value, for lack of a better term. Like when I think a lot of times when the Yankees make a trade, we're like, wow, that's all they gave up. Or when the Rockies trade, like we don't sit here day to day and evaluate these guys as much as other teams do, or just like major league teams in
I do.
general.
I do.
Besides Pat, Pat's probably the only one that doesn't. But no, like I genuinely
Just
think
Greg
Mike
Allen.
Tauchman and Ryan Lamar. But no, I do think Mike Tauchman has like a lot of value. I think Miguel Andujar is another guy who like would be surprised how much interest there is in a guy like Miguel Andujar even now.
I
So
guess.
I do think we look at a lot of these packages and it's like it's going to take a lot more. And while it probably would, I don't think we're trading for Trevor Story because there's really like if you get Trevor Story, you make room for him, but our infield is kind of set already. I don't think we need to bring in a guy like Trevor Story. Like he doesn't really fill the need right now, especially if Glaber can bounce back and play good shortstop.
No, I'd agree.
But
I'd agree for sure.
I mean, Trevor Story doesn't. He's a free agent at the end of the year, so basically he'd be a rental. So I'm not saying to sign him. I'm saying like his value wouldn't be as much as it would have been like 3 years ago.
No, I know.
What I mean?
I find it very interesting. Like I know when I pull up a comment and I know it's like a player that you like, I know I'm just gonna like sit back and relax. Like, bro, once I saw Trevor Story, I'm like, oh, Jalen's guy. All right, let me just let him take the wheel here. 643 DP tomorrow night. Yes, on Derek's channel, NYY recaps at 7 p.m. Eastern time, and then we'll probably go like a little bit after 8, and then at 9 p.m. You guys could head over to this channel. I'll be live with Sean or Para. I don't know. I got to check the schedule, but either Sean or Para. Yeah, you guys are gonna have fun with us. Hashtag Unhinged KC t-shirts. You'll love to see it. You really love to see it. Name a duo more iconic than Pat and Jay.
Can you?
Can you?
I don't know if you can.
Gardner and Ellsbury?
The Yankees in the injured list.
Love it. Let's see. Theory. Garrett Cole sucks in spring training because he just thinks about striking out G-Man Troy.
Yo, I don't know why, but that comment made me laugh a lot. I don't know why.
That might be the new best comment of the night.
That was really good. I think the name also is like contributing to
the
that. G-Man Choi.
Eater.
I think G-Man Choi just makes me chuckle every time I see his name or think about him, like or see anything about him. Like he just makes me chuckle. He's just such a you know his Gio Urshela's home run call. Gio Urshela, the most happy fella. Like I think of whenever I hear that, I think of G-Man Choi. I think G-Man Choi is like the happiest human being because every time there's like a video of him on, he's just always smiling. He just looks so like exuberant.
To be honest though, like looking back at like high school, right? I'm picturing G-Man Choi, like he's probably that dude in high school who's just friends with everybody. Like he has friends with like every single social group. Like he's friends with the jocks. He's friends with like the smart kids. He's friends with everybody. Like, bro, he's on the chess team. Like, that's what I'm saying, bro. He's on the chess team, but he's also like on the baseball and football team.
Listen, if I were to, based purely off of popularity, like everyone just loves him.
Yeah.
I genuinely think I'm a little jealous that the Rays have G-Man Choi. If he would have found success pretty much anywhere else, maybe like not the Red Sox, but like
the Royals, found success, bro.
No. I just mean like anywhere else besides Kansas City and Tampa. I think I would have really enjoyed this little like it's almost like one of those weird little fanfare things that we always talk about, like Bartolo Colon and like you know what I mean. Like it's kind of one of those, except he's actually pretty good.
Yeah.
Not that well. Okay, Bartolo Colon had a very storied career. I'm not saying that, but like
but
towards
at
the
the
end,
point
it was
where like
jokes.
Yeah.
Like it's like a better comparison is Ronald Torreyes. That's more like a better comparison.
Sure. Sean has kind of inserted himself into the conversation as far as best duos. He said, "Me tomorrow." Parker says, "Pat and Sean." We got some competition.
Listen, Sean, I just want you to know that I respect you and I love you, and I think you're an amazing contributor on Unhinged Live.
But you're going down.
And no. I enjoy all the lives, no matter who's on, except me, because I can't watch when I'm on. So
you're gonna be like, except Brandon Kramer. Moving on. You know we love you, Brandon. I feel like Pat and I barely talk baseball when I'm on. That's true. I mean, a couple nights ago when Sean was on, we went off on like a 30-minute tangent about Chick-fil-A. Like, not gonna lie, like that's quality content. Like,
I do think you and Sean you and Sean are very like you know how there's like those mini series shows, like they're almost like podcasts, but like they talk about whatever on YouTube. Like they have like some on BuzzFeed, and they do like unsolved mysteries.
Whoa! Don't compare.
I'm not saying you guys are You're not BuzzFeed. I'm just saying like things like that have those like little 30-minute show series. I think
Sure.
when I watch you and Sean, I feel like I'm watching like one of those like docu-series like commentators like are
No,
gonna
but
tell me
like
about some like serial killer or something.
that's what I. That's that's you threw me all off course with that final comment. No, but that's what I really like about our team. I mean, like we have so many like different personalities in the sense of like every time like I bring on one of you guys as a guest, it's a completely different dynamic every single time. And I think that's what
Yeah.
like keeps our content like fresh, especially throughout the season. Like you need that good balance of like different personalities. And I think like everyone on the team like provides something different. So I think it's awesome.
Oh,
Um
show.
Let's see, what do we got? Oh, Sean is on tomorrow. Sean, I will see you tomorrow, my man. I love how I
He
don't even know
said
the
he
schedule.
said that. He said that already.
Oh, he did? Oh,
Yeah,
I thought
he
he
said
said that,
me
and I was like,
tomorrow.
I don't know if like you were parroting or
Uh,
whatever. Pat, you going on Twitch? That's a really good question, Dirtbike Nation. I probably will be on Twitch, but probably like rather than like 5 minutes after the episode ends tonight, I'll probably be on like 20 minutes after. So just like give me a little bit of time after we finish live tonight, and then I'll hop on Twitch for like a game of MLB or something. To be honest though, bro, like Jalen, I was playing MLB the Show a couple nights ago on Twitch, and I was
mhm.
doing franchise mode against the Astros. I was
Okay.
playing on All Star. I got absolutely crushed. Like, I don't know if I'm
Uh,
just like not good enough for All Star. Like, because I swept the Yankees on All Star, but then I faced the Astros. Like, maybe they were cheating. I heard a couple garbage cans banging, but like,
Pat, I'm not gonna lie to you. So if you can ask around, the city, and people will tell you about the legend of Jay Londo in MLB The Show. I'm very, very good at the game. Um,
I'm sure.
I don't. I no longer have. I no longer have PlayStation Plus. However, once I renew PlayStation Plus and like pay off all the bills and like college tuition and all that stuff, I will absolutely wipe the floor with you, and we can do it
Jalen,
live on Twitch.
yeah, I mean, I kind of tried that with Brandon. Let's just say Brandon is the most try-hard MLB The Show player I've ever played in my life. The kid doesn't swing at any pitches. No, if
Oh
I throw a
gosh.
fastball, he hits it 500 feet. Okay, so I'm never playing Brandon on stream again. He wiped the floor with me. But Jalen, like, I'll play you. I think we would probably be solid competition for each other. Might be
Listen,
good. Might be a
I
good game.
did in 2017. There's this thing called the Monroe Tournament. It's like a baseball tournament, all the best teams in the city, high school teams in the city, and we had one day where everything was rained out, and we did an MLB The Show tournament, and you had to play through. It was like a round robin tournament. You had to play through your own team and then play like in the finals against other teams. And I came in third place. And this is a lot of teams, a lot of
Oh,
players. I'm not
oh.
saying that I'm the best in the city. I'm not saying that I'm the worst. I'm just letting you know that my name has stakes out there. So,
Would you say that you're the face of your city?
um, I would say I'm the face of my city, co-signed by Diddy, and
You know,
I do think, yeah. I'll just leave it at that.
Chad, if anybody gets that reference, I mean, I feel like we just can't go at least like 1 week without some sort of Jack Harlow reference. Like this is like 3 weeks
Well,
in a
you
row
just
now,
gave
so we're
it.
just rocking with it.
You asked the chat to give you if anyone knows it, and then you gave it away.
No, but no, but I'm saying like if they could tell me like
All
where
I'm
that's
saying,
from.
all I'm saying is that now I'm in your head, and I think you're thinking about that game, and I think you're visualizing me beating you. What team do you
I'm
use for
really not.
franchise?
The Royals.
Oh, okay. I'm right now. I'm in a franchise mode with the Cardinals, and I'm in like year 7. I usually just like simulate to the playoffs, but
Makes sense.
my team is pretty amazing. I traded away Paul DeYoung. I traded away Dylan Carlson. I added Yolis Chassin.
Did you actually? You
Yeah,
psycho.
he was a free agent. I also had Derek Dietrich as my starting second baseman for a little while. I traded Tommy Edman. I traded like all the good young guys because I wanted to make
Gotta
room
do
for
what you gotta do.
I have Fernando Tatis now and Nolan
Same,
Arenado's there. Really?
same.
I brought Luke Voigt back to St. Louis.
Did you?
Um, yeah, I have Bobby Witt Jr. actually from Kansas City.
So you're a
He's my
KC
second
guy.
baseman.
Gotcha.
No, I actually got him out of Kansas City. We run Missouri, actually.
Before we do wrap things up tonight, I do want to bring up this one last comment. I'd like to answer this for Jalen by just saying he's Mr. Worldwide. Jalen is the new Pitbull. It's as simple as that. So, yeah.
I'm from Brooklyn. I've lived in Brooklyn my whole life. I go to school in Florida. I go to school in Miami. So, yeah.
Simple as that.
That's where I am now.
Chat, I appreciate you all for stopping by as per usual. I will be live on Twitch in about 20 minutes. Just give me a little bit of time to get live tonight. The link is in the chat, twitch.tv/Unhinged New York. When are we going to start meditating? That's a really good question. Should we start tonight?
I think we could do like a quick 10-second meditation.
Yeah, 5 second. Ready? 5-second moment of silence. That's it.
Beautiful.
Yankees won the 2021 World Series. I just watched it in my head.
If we do that every night, it's only a matter of time.
Love it. Chat, we will see you guys tomorrow. Recorded episode going up on the channel at 12 p.m. Eastern time. We'll be live once again tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Hope to see some of you on Twitch in about 20 minutes. We'll be playing MLB The Show. And, yeah, see you guys tomorrow. Peace.